Hi everyone, this is Lisa. Thanks for joining me for another video tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a hand sanitizer gift box. These little boxes perfectly hold the hand sanitizers from Bath & Body Works. And if you've never had the joy of using those, they are wonderful. These boxes are super cute and really easy to make. If you need to make a lot of them for little thank you gifts, it's not a problem because they don't take long at all, as you will see. Okay, we're going to be using our envelope punch board to do this project. And what I have here is a piece of shaded spruce cardstock. It measures 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to slide it into the punch board and down to the 1.5 inch mark. I'm going to punch and then score. Then I'm going to slide it down to the 2 7/8 inch mark and punch and score. And those are the only two measurements that we have to worry about. From now on, we're going to follow the score lines that we've just made using the score guide, which is that pointed thing sticking out there. So you line that up with the score line, punch and score, and we're going to do this for the remaining 3 sides. By the way, all of the tools and products for this project are in my online store. There are links to that below in the description as well as my blog. Okay, so now that we have that part done, we're going to take these two ends and we're going to stick them in the corner rounder portion of the punch board, and we're just going to round each of those corners. Okay, now we're done with the punch board. We're going to bring in our bone folder and we are going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, now that we have this done, we're going to make a couple of cuts. In each of those 4 corners that I just pointed out, we're going to make a cut up to the first score line. This is what creates our little flaps for the inside of our box. Okay. Now the next thing I'm pointing out is that because of the way that those two sides are, they're too big, so the box doesn't square up. So this is how we're going to fix it. On the second score line, fold over, take that one that I just pushed behind, so you can see how that overlaps the side of the box, flip it over, and just simply trim it off. And then do the same thing to the other side. Now our box will be the perfect size. So I'm sort of putting it together here just so that you can see that now it lines up. I had a little bit of butterfingers going on today, as you can see. Okay, so now we're going to assemble our box. So we're going to just fold it over flat. I'm bringing in a pencil here and I'm just making a line on each side. That's so I know where to put my adhesive. I'm just using the multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm going to be putting the glue inside of those pencil lines that I just made. Then we're just going to fold it over, give it a second to grab and dry, and then we can put the bottom of the box together. Okay, now you see those two little flaps there that I'm pushing down. We're going to be putting some glue on those, It's hard to hold onto the box to do that though, I found. So it took me a minute to find a good hand position to hold the box so that I could put the glue on the flaps without them falling down or going the wrong way. So that seemed to work for me. And now I'm just folding this big piece over. And what we're doing now is we're just taking our glue bottle and I'm putting the lid back on it. And we're going to stick it inside of our box and just sort of push down so that those tabs will adhere. Okay, that should be good. And now we're going to finish the box, the bottom of the box. We're going to bring in our hand sanitizer and go ahead and place it inside of the box. This will just give us something to push against as we put the glue on that final tab. And then we can just push against the box and it will be done. Just like that. Easy peasy. I know, I forgot the lemon squeezy part. It's been one of those days. Okay, so now we have our designer series paper. It measures 2 3/4 by 6 inches. This is the Garden Impression Designer Series paper. So we're closing up our box and we're just sort of bending the designer paper around the box. We're not really creasing it, just sort of bending it so that we can get an idea of where we're going to need to fold it. And you want it a little bit snug, but not too snug. That's really good direction to tell you, isn't it? A little snug, but not too snug. But hopefully that you can see in the video what I'm talking about. Okay, so once we have that sort of figured out, we can just fold that and then do it neatly and make sure that it is lined up correctly. And next we're going to bring in our tear and tape. And we're going to need 2 pieces of that. We're going to put the tear and tape, both pieces, on the inside of the designer series paper. We can go ahead and peel one end off. If your paper has a direction like mine does, you want to be sure that you are putting it on in the correct direction. You don't want your flowers upside down. And then you just sort of fold it around and adhere the one side to the box. And be sure you get it straight. Luckily, I didn't have it adhered down all the way there because I would have had to have started over and I didn't want to have to do that. So it came up for me and I was able to move it. So you line your designer series paper up with the bottom of your box. And then you peel off the backing on the other piece of the tear and tape and adhere that, and your box is covered with the really pretty paper. Now I'm bringing in my 1/2 inch circle punch. Don't laugh, I know it's an antique, but this is just going to give us a little grip so that when your recipient goes to open it, they know where to pull. Okay, the next thing is I've used the stitch circle and the regular circle from the layering circles, and I'm going to use the thank you from the Eastern Beauty stamp set, and I'm going to stamp it with shaded spruce onto the Calypso coral piece there, the circle that I have. These are thank you gifts for my team. So hopefully they won't watch this before they get them. Don't want to ruin the surprise. Okay, so I'm just gluing those 2 pieces together. And then I'm going to grab a couple of dimensionals and then place those on the box. And you can decorate your box anyway. You can put ribbon, you can put whatever you want on it. I'm just keeping these kind of simple because I have to make several of them. And I think that that paper is so beautiful that it really doesn't need a lot. I have to say this is one of the prettiest designer series paper I think Stampin' Up! Has ever come out with. The colors are just fabulous. And so there we go. And my little box is complete. So I appreciate you spending some time with me today while we make these cute little boxes. And I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. And if you need anything from Stampin' Up!, please shop my online store. And have a good day and happy crafting.